we feel pretty decent about it.
Pretty good. Looking pretty good. Chefu, though, with the first blood to get things started. OMiT Brooklyn with the first couple of points, and we are off to the races, as it were.
As it were, and as it is right now, Pot of Gold has a slight lead. It is taken over on the hill by OMiT for the moment, trying to focus in on that P2 side of the map for the moment, making sure they can win those gunfights. But Gene has other things in mind for himself, and that's a good way to get things going for your team.
Great way to get started. Gene has been a top-notch player throughout this series, throughout this grand finals bracket. Excited to see them pop off as Chefu at a 3-1 start as well. Looking pretty interesting so far for both teams. I'm hopeful that that continues.
Absolutely. You like to see a hotly contested battle. P2 does pop, and it is in the hands of OMiT. Looking to hold on here. Going to get a couple of gunfights going around the outside. Hyde finds a couple, is going to get traded out, but they maintain that back line. But towards the right side of P2 is you have Pot of Gold starting to flush towards the left. You're going to get that information. And that's going to be OMiT on the pounce trying to regain this hill. And they do just for the moment, but a couple more players around this P2 area you have to worry about.
Careful on your rotations on this map can bit tricky. P4 are going to be your big money hills. Secure those, you might just be able to secure the W. See what happens here is Pot of Gold starting to struggle a bit as OMiT Brooklyn picks up steam. Sovereign on a 4 streak, looking to keep it going.
Rolling right along, and the lead is in OMiT's hands. Looking strong. P3 looking to be going OMiT's way early. You did get that spawn back cobble if you're OMiT, so you're going to love that. And the good map control as well. A couple of kills will go out, so the hill was open for a minute. OMiT now just trying to make the play to get the kills. To secure some of this P3 time, push through mid is going to come through for Pot of Gold. It is swept right under the rug by OMiT, and they're doing just a really nice job here in the early hard point.
You love to see it on for OMiT. You know, we thought they might get a little cold after taking a bit of a break, but luckily they seem right as rain going to work. Secret, unfortunately, could not pistol enough, not get enough of the fan hammer, but they are vibing. They're having a good time. We're
OMiT back onto the hill, feeling good about the way they've been playing, most certainly. All 4 players on the hill, but this is going to be a big break coming through here. If Pot of Gold is able to shut this down and work themselves right back into this game, and they are going to find one. That's all they find. OMiT's finding some kills through the back line. It is going to be all theirs for the moment, and the spawns come through. They're going to hop right on the hill. The 4th player that was there for Pot of Gold does fall, and now you start to wonder if Pot of Gold is going to let this go to the other side.
Yeah, and I'd love to go for a listening with OMiT, see how they're feeling up in round 1 of your grand finals.
Done.
Two top.
Bottom mid dead. Bottom mid dead. Bottom dead.
Nice 4.
Kitchen. One shot kitchen. Shooting my body. You fucking shit stain. Nice.
I'm going top now, so up and bottom. One's already new. One's already on new.
New dead.
Top secret dead.
Bottom bed. Bottom bed. I'm going kitchen with you. I'm hitting through.
One piano. Piano steps. Piano steps.
Okay. The back on me. One.
Piano weak. Nice hide. Good shit.
One below nose. One below nose.
Go top.
One more board in the back.
Secret's pushing top.
Play for the guy top. Play for top. Play for top. Play for top.
Sure already. Alright.
Coming top with you guys.
I'm gonna go bomb bed.
Nothing top. Nothing top.
Top secret. Top secret. One.
Great job from OMiT. They are hyped. They are hitting as everyone's hitting double digits so far. Pot of Gold still playing catch up as they're down by close to 100. Boyd and Gene with a big 2-piece each as they clear off P1. But again, same situation we saw with Chaos. Is it just these sparks, these glimmers of hope, only to be too little too late, Shake?
Yeah, that's the question we have to keep asking. Unfortunately, when it comes up against this OMiT squad, they're just so consistent throughout all of these game modes. It's really difficult. It takes almost a perfect game to beat them because every mistake will be capitalized upon for the opponent. And Pot of Gold, they're just getting moments, flashes, like you said, here or there, but still about a 60-point lead.
Yeah, great job through and through as we continue here. A valiant effort from a Pot of Gold, but will it be enough? That is the big question.
In back now, P2 yet again in the hands of OMiT Brooklyn. On the hill ever so slightly in front, but that's going to be a big 4-3 dead. Excuse me. The last player up is going to be Sav. Just trying to play his life, be a nuisance. Did get a player to evacuate hill for a moment, but that's all they're going to find. And that first player up does go down. So now you're just roaming around through this bottom P2 side, trying to make something happen up if you get a kill. But right back on it goes OMiT, and they're able to salvage his last few seconds. It was a pretty decent P2 for him.
Yeah, a solid P in OMiT main. A minute 32 hill time from Sovereign and AD. Everybody popping off busy. No, unfortunately at 18 and 20, but still getting those trades. Oh, excuse me, getting those trades where necessary. As Pot of Gold going unusually negative in their usual spotless performance in hardpoint compared to our Chaos squad. So hopefully they can bounce back and get something going from starting to struggle against this OMiT Brooklyn team.
Yeah, things can get kind of ugly for you quickly if you don't start to lock in on the side of Pot of Gold, but hopefully you can start to avoid some negativity here and start to work back into this game. A few seconds left on this P3, and you're going to have to try to battle towards that P4 the best you can, but you're just continuing to get set down.
Yeah, that is just momentum shifting, so annoying and so difficult to deal on the mental side of things. We rotate yet again the P4. OMiT Brooklyn in control. They get kicked out actually as Pot of Gold has it. Now they need to maintain it, but they are quickly being surrounded. They got to be careful. Your 3-piece in the feed for OMiT, and they are looking dangerous as ever.
Oh my goodness, yes, they are, and it's still just so much work. A nice little break did come through for Pot of Gold, but it's just getting shut down yet again, and now you have about 40 seconds to just kind of lock in. If you are OMiT, Pot of Gold struggling to get across that 50-yard line, you do finally get that player off and are able to contest for a few seconds to finally clear out the rest of that back of the P2, but it's just still a large deficit even with the rest of this scrap time.
That's what OMiT does so well is they're committed to the hill. When you can get multiple players above a minute, it helps out a lot. Now, despite that, Pot of Gold also has multiple players above a minute, but your supporting characters need to step up. A 14 and 24, an unusually slow game for Chefu. So hopefully Che can pick it up because it is looking rough.
Is indeed. It is. It's getting kind of difficult for the side of Pot of Gold. And maybe you start to dig deep here and find some time on that P1, but it's just OMiT so good with this slaying. Sovereign's onto a 4 spree, and he's over double paused. Almost 30 for Hyde now. Almost 30 for Busy and Nate as well. It's just everything is flowing for OMiT.
Yeah, they have not lost a step. I thought they took a bit of a gamble with such a large break, but, you know, it seemingly has paid off big time for them. Now, can they maintain it throughout a best of 7? It's a bit longer of a duration than your typical best of 5, so it's really important to maintain that endurance. It can make or break a squad.
Who's able to step up to the task. OMiT certainly seems prepared for it. A mere 12 seconds and ticking away, less than 10 now from closing out the map number 1, getting the early lead. Only needing 3 left if they're able to shut it out. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. OMiT will take the map number 1 rather cleanly to open your grand finals.
Close to a 1.
Happened quite a bit. I've seen a 1v4 and a 1v3. You never know what it's going to be. But here we go. Off in the map number 2 of our grand finals. Boyd will grab the first, and Gene will pick up the second. So there you go. There's your life lead.
Yeah, big life lead indeed. Secret and Boyd shut it all down. Pot of Gold, grab a round win. Be the point of no return. Pot of gold. You need to keep the momentum going. You need to keep it in your favor. Something fairly similar in our initial search with people can maintain control. If they hold that momentum close, might be in trouble. They're able to pick up a kill in that. Sovereign's been having themselves a phenomenal series. Well, that something spectacular. But right now, it's my bread, my cream, my everything when it comes to casting Shake as we fly on over to Bravo. It's going to be a collision course. Quick trade out, stuns and nades aplenty. 2 for 2 checkerboard feed. Chefu to come out on top as Busy, the last one up in a 1v2. Now rotating, trying to catch him off guard. Gets a couple of headshots, but couldn't find the finish on.
Would have liked to put that one away, but you are able to make it out with your life. And the bomb down now. Playing defense is Pot of Gold. Busy. There's a little bit of an opening. Doesn't go for the defuse because that check was coming pretty quick. Pot of Gold shows up. They get the kill. Put 2 in a row on the board.
Pot of Gold. Much up big time. It's been a little too fast paced for my taste, but that is just the way the cookie crumbles in a certain in a grand finals, in a best of 7. This go all the way to round 7, which way OMiT has been playing as of late seems unlikely, but Pot of Gold showing them up, showing them out here. But as we've seen time and time again, OMiT just needs a round or 2 to get started up. So I think it's not necessarily do or die time for OMiT Shake, but I think they're going to take this one. Early prediction for round 3.
I think OMiT needs to get something going, and they do indeed. They'll start it with a 2-piece. You'll get Hyde and Nate finding 1 each. Busy still looking to get a kill. The rest of the teammates have joined the party officially. A little bit of a slow start. Hyde's going to find another one, get this thing down to a 1v4. Or Chifu, who just tries to go up top secret into the clutches, and OMiT gets their first round.
Did I just get done saying, Jake? OMiT gonna take this one. I didn't think it was gonna be this flawless, but they made it look easy. Hyde went crazy, I believe, for a 3 in a single round. So Hyde off to his usual shenanigans. Sovereign picking up another. It was Nate who got the other, not a 3-piece Hyde, but everyone's starting to get on the board. Just need Busy to step it up a bit, and OMiT can run away with it. The Pot of Gold still in the lead for this one for the time being. This is going to be a 4-stack towards Bravo. You got Sovereign waiting to pick it up, as I believe it's a bit of a mix match here in round 4.
Oh, yeah. Open point now for the side of Pot of Gold. Looking to get that bomb down, but that information is going to come quick for OMiT. Sav is going to get a kill, but is picked right on up, and now it's a 1v3 all of a sudden for Pot of Gold. And you felt like you might have had a shot towards that B bomb site, but it was shut down quickly yet again.
There, Pot of Gold. That momentum was in your hands, and it quickly stolen away like taking candy from a baby. OMiT Brooklyn now in the driver's seat. Secret gets another. Busy goes down. Fortunately, another round without a kill, but a quick peek from OMiT Brooklyn shuts down any hopes of a comeback. We will not see that slap ace, unfortunately. Saw from Chaos, I believe. Nate here, able to slide out. Nate the Great going to work, just barely getting that shot off for the kill.
Yeah, just barely, but it'll count, and it'll be another round win for OMiT Brooklyn. That one was done fast and in a hurry. Impressive work out of these teams when they're looking at their best. OMiT, you start to fear that they may gain some confidence now. If you're Pot of Gold, you need to answer this defense strong.
For die time, I'd say. Up 2 row. Mixed match yet again, but it's Boyd with a big double, though. Might have just saved the momentum. Might have just saved the search and destroy. Busy finally grabbing their first up, so it's more of a manageable situation. The drop shot, Busy gonna go on the attack, slide out, and get it 2-2. Beautiful ego chow from Busy there, Shake. Oh, busy.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Join the party. Why don't you? Beautifully done. OMiT putting 3 on the board in a row. Sovereign will get the last kill, so no absolute bonanza out of busy there. Joins the party a little bit late, but you'll always take it, especially when your team finds 3 rounds in a row. A little bit of a slow start has been answered fantastically.
3 rounds in a row and 3 kills in a row from Busy after an 0-3 start. What a way to join the rest of the squad on the KD side of things. And OMiT's got to be feeling pretty good after that one, as it's again another mismatch as these teams continue to just avoid one another in the early goings, as we see an open hill on Bravo for OMiT, or excuse me, for Pot of Gold, as they should be able to get the free plant. We'll see how OMiT retakes as it's a TK to start things off.
TK coming through, and that's going to be unfortunate. OMiT playing with a little bit of understacked deck. Maybe Pot of Gold having a little bit extra. A couple of trades will go through. Busy picking up another kill, and that's going to be big. And now there's a lot of gunfights going down towards his B site. Nate fighting another one, leaving Secret alone in a 1v2. Bomb on the ground. OMiT well aware of that. Just kind of hunkered down on this B site. No need to get over anxious here. Secret just going to go ahead and hit a route.
Went for a big route, and is unfortunately down. Pressure all on Secret here, as OMiT Brooklyn can just play these corners all day, waiting, lurking. Secret, unfortunately, is a Secret no more. The Secret's out, folks, and OMiT Brooklyn is in 4-2, a 4-round tear after Pot of Gold's 2-0 start. So, OMiT Brooklyn just rolling through their paces, business as usual. Ain't nothing but a thing.
Hey, they just do what they do. TKs or not, they will triumph. 4 in a row, looking pretty clean for the side of OMiT. And if it weren't for a big 2-piece out of Nate, I mean, we might be singing a different song here. We could be looking at an even ball game, but it's just great work out of OMiT consistently.
I mean, Busy has stepped up massively after an 0 Pot of Gold with the man advantage, but there have been several times already this game where they have had that and unfortunately dropped the round. Now Boyd rapping. Bean with a big one, but unfortunately Chafu with okay. Boyd picks up another, and now Busy on the 4-streak pair. Down. Gold will take that round. Unfortunate there. Boyd picking it up, has that dog on his face, and the dog in him. Busy goes down by the rotating back toward therefore OMiT, but they a lot of cold do now that they
At least stop the bleeding. Maybe trying to gain a little bit of momentum if they're able to even this thing back up. But OMiT now on that defensive side. Let's see if they just leave the B side all by itself. No, it's a full sail towards B, but Pot of Gold is going to go towards A. So pretty much the same attack round, just on the other side of the map. It's going to be a retake attempt from the other side yet again for OMiT.
loved it read on over top. They make sense. Down up top is a quick trade. Gene getting down to Secret now, is whereas I thought that's where he was originally. Another checkerboard in the field. Now Sovereign rotating in from the outside in the mid lane. Cannot pick up the shots on Secret, and just like that, Pot of Gold back in this one.
There you go. There's Mighty Mo coming into your camp, entering the chat, whatever you want to say there. Pot of Gold able to bring this thing back dead even. And we saw their fortitude in Search and Destroy against Chaos. And OMiT Brooklyn, I mean, let's just call it what it is. This is a lot more talented team and seemingly has to make a lot of mistakes for teams to find success. But Pot of Gold is just playing really good Call of Duty right now.
Phenomenal. That's it goes in Search and Destroy. This is why I love it so much as my preferred game mode, chat. Mainly because each round is something you stations, different floods, Secret and Jafu with a big 2-piece and Pot of Gold storming on through. Hyde trying to trade things out. Busy goes down. Hyde gets 2. Hyde gets 3. Hyde is out in the open. He is hiding no longer. Bob and Weaving on the rock wants the ace, trying to find it. The Strider in hand. He can't seem to get it. He has to run out of there, but somehow, some way, Hyde with the heist of the Sentry 3-piece right there on Bravo. Woo!
And he pull off the unthinkable here. Bomb is on the ground, but you do have a good amount of time. Oh my God, you may have just gotten great timing on Gene, who's just trying to find this player and defensively go top office, maybe think he's going over towards A. It was just masterfully played timing-wise and so patiently out of Hyde. And all of a sudden, Gene having to make a huge play in the 1v1.
1v1 is massive for both sides, tied up at 4 apiece in your grand finals. Hyde rotating out is stalking them. Gene is just on the other side. They don't see one another. It's Call of Duty timing at its finest. They've swapped places now. Gene on the rock, Hyde rotating away. Now lurking, waiting, sliding, slipping. The COD timing is there, and Hyde succeeds. OMiT Brooklyn with the lead, and what an ace for Hyde.
Oh, baby. Hyde is starting to feel it. 8-6 in the round. Started this round at 4-6. Gets the ace up his sleeve. And OMiT is starting to fry at this point. Even when you think they're done, they start to battle out. They get stronger in those moments of adversity. And now you are 1 round away from a 2-0 lead.
And Hyde is just a thief in the night, yoinking that round away. I thought it was Pot of Gold through and through, and Hyde just decided to say, hold up, this is my point and I must protect it. Rotating up now, Nate almost getting caught out, but quickly rotates back. No one going down just yet. Now rotating on to Alpha as Nate gets taken out. Hyde able to pick up Secret for a quick trade. Hyde goes down. Boyd picks up another Pot of Gold, trying to force another round 11 as Gene takes down basically Sovereign now with a lot of pressure on their shoulders. Can they clutch a 1v3 situation? Seems unlikely, but we have seen stranger things here in the U18, Jake, as Bomb goes down on Alpha.
Oh, indeed, have we seen stranger things occur. Sovereign, couple of shots in. Nobody falling yet. 30 seconds rolling. I'm just trying to spot out one of these players. A lot of top control. A lot of players just trying to fan out and find Sovereign, but he gives himself away. Thought he could have gotten that kill up top Secret. Now you have 2 players up in that position, just ready to pounce when you try to make a play on this bomb. They're playing this very well if you're Pot of Gold, not getting over eager, trying to chow out onto Sovereign. And at this point, that is just going to be about the round. Ladies and gentlemen, we're headed to number 11.
Round 11. The clock is about to strike midnight, and I feel like Cinderella without her glass slippers, and I'm just going to be turned back into a servant because I can't contain myself here. Jafu with the final kill, able to stand up in a big way. The big OMiT Brooklyn squad. And now we go to round 11. Pot of Gold. Time to lock in. This is your chance. This is your moment. Tie this series up and force at a minimum a game 5. We're in a best of 7, game 4, but do or die time for both teams. On the attack, it seems to be a collision course towards Alpha. It's a split push for Pot of Gold, though. Got to be careful here. Looks like OMiT Brooklyn will take over a site. Secret waiting, but looks away at the last second. Unfortunately, shots coming in, and the OMiT Brooklyn squad has been revealed. Bomb goes down quickly, and this round 11 could wrap up. Will wrap up in the next 40 seconds.
Oh, baby, here we go. Who's able to come out on top of these gunfights? The RCXD is not going to find a body here, but no much closer to this bomb site. Our Pot of Gold and 2 players are falling early. Secret, G, Boyd, all gone now. Chifu left alone in the 1v4 is able to pick up one. Sovereign with shots. Puts them in the dirt. OMiT with the 2-0 lead. OMiT Brooklyn looking to take a commanding lead on the attack side. We've seen them have success on both sides, Rich.
Yeah, they are dangerously good. And Gene with an opening popcorn. Semtex takes out Busy and Sovereign. Chefu with the third. So a solid start for Pot of Gold. Hyde with a 2-piece as well, trying to keep those streaks going. And now I believe OMiT is going to go for their trademark B push initially, throwing off Pot of Gold, who has sent everything towards Alpha. You see number 3, Nate there lurking in the back, gets picked up. So a huge pick for Pot of Gold early, 26-22 there. Holding strong on defense so far, but let's that late game OMiT Brooklyn resurgence first.
Here it comes. Let's see what's able to shine through. OMiT not doing a whole lot offensively. No ticks to be had so far. Live deficit as well. Finally, some progress on B. You're only going to have one player there in the moment. So see how long he's able to stay alive. You do have a couple of players making their way over, trying to get some overwatch, but player off the hill is going to get flushed right on out. Does open that A side up just a little bit for OMiT.
Yeah, just a bit, and lives are even up after initial favoring for Pot of Gold. Now holding on Alpha, they go a bit more traditional now, just stacking up, and they might just secure it. They need to get on, and unfortunately was not there in time. They do pick up a 2-piece, but lives remain tied up at 15 apiece.
Tied up, ready to roll out. See who's got the momentum, my friend. A point is gone. Lives dead even. This B point can be a bear to capture, but if you get a 4 dead, it's that much easier. And that's a big pickup at a Hyde on the back street to stop the flank out of Void. And well done there. First tick of progress done at B. OMiT looking for more.
Looking for more, and they're going to get it as they stack up. Chefu can only do so much. Boyd looking for a little bit more on Vault Door, but the pressure is just insane from OMiT as they continue to push in and through their spawn. Dizzy up top, clearing top art. Dean trying to clear house, but unfortunately can only get one. You need to get those multi-kills, but it's just not stacking up for him. Sliding up. Don't know if they got the melee, but it don't matter. OMiT wins an offensive round on Vault, and that really just spells disaster for Pot of Gold.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It is not looking so great for these gentlemen at the moment. And it's just good play consistently out of OMiT Brooklyn. It's just, there's so many things you try to do in every play. It's just answered overwhelmingly. The gun skill is just there.
Hard to deny how exceptional OMiT Brooklyn has gunfights. Nate the Great has been absolutely exceptional throughout this entire finals, and dare I say give him the MVP with his performances, his streaks, his runs through every game mode. And now continuing here, unfortunately, as the caster curse, he gets shut down immediately, and Pot of Gold on the attack comes out swinging.
Now looking to answer the bell right in tow. First tick already gone. A clean 4 dead to kick this thing off. Can't ask for much more. Looks like the A site should be just about all set. And there it is, and a fantastic start for Pot of Gold. And now you have to hit a little bit of a reset as you do go 3 dead, but at least you have an extra minute.
Unfortunately, you lose that alpha objective relatively quickly, which is to be expected in a Vault control. But the Bravo Hill is just so darn difficult, especially with top art overlooking this back quarter section of the map. A 3-piece in the feed, though, provides an opening that Pot of Gold absolutely needed, and they need to stack on Hill as they they've sent one on. You have a chance to get a solid amount of progress, and I feel like they're wasting their opportunity with 3 down. They should have just stacked on Hill. They do get 2 progress bars. They do not capture. Defu holds the line. Sovereign and Co. coming into clear, and they do. Big reset for Pot of Gold. They should have stacked immediately on that hill when they saw 3 go down.
Yeah, tough breaks now for the side. A Pot of Gold. Still need 1 tick left on B. I guess that's the good news, and you still have a decent little life lead, so you have that going for you. And the tick will come through. So offense is the tone early. It's tied up at 1.
Stuff out of Gold is strangely enough in what we have been hyping as a defensive map and a defensive mode has been all offense as Izzy goes in fourth here. Should prove to be interesting as we compare who's going to take home the W in control.
Looking to take advantage here. Can someone take a defense and really take control of the game? That's going to be the tail here, I feel like. But then as soon as I say that, we could trade out defenses and have no idea where round 5 is going to go whatsoever. So let's see how it plays out, my friend. First blood will go to secret trades all the way throughout. OMiT coming out just narrowly ahead here on their early attack with early presence on the A side.
What can often I understand you have to set up a perimeter a bit and hopefully alpha going, but I feel like you can gain more progress if you full stack and just send everybody. Like if they had all 4 players on alpha, they would have secured it just now. Luckily, I think they're going to do just that, courtesy of Nate's 3-piece. Once the 4, he takes down Hyde, but an exceptionally quick capture either way for OMiT.
Exceptional. OMiT already 1 down, looking to roll things off. And then if you can clutch up a defense to end things, you feel just fantastic. B progress already there. Was looking to get contested, but now you got a 3-stack, and it's not looking great. Boyd able to pick up 2 excellent shots. Is going to stop that progress for the moment. You only get 1 tick there if you're OMiT, but you do have that life lead.
That can make or break around 4 quad if you're able to get a 4-stack. We saw it in previous matches where Pot of Gold almost stole the control away from Chaos with just 2 lives remaining. Oh, as much as they matter, sometimes it don't. It's just the gunny when it really comes down to it. Broke down Call of Duty into its bare essence. It's who's the better shot wins the day. So far, it's been OMiT Brooklyn. Pot of Gold keeping pace, but and they keep it up as they stack on Bravo. Can they get the clear?
The question. It's going to be difficult to get this done here. And there you go. That second tick through now for OMiT. Looking to close the chapter of this story. And you get the stack. Nobody left around. And there you go. OMiT wins yet another offensive round. And they just flush right on through, get the 4 dead. And that was that.
That is the way the cookie crumbles. Boyd was able to get an exceptional best play with some solid turns and burns up top and refiring with a Strider of all things. But sometimes when you run out, it's much quicker to swap to your secondary than it is to reload. But either way, finishing at 9 and 13 despite the best play. Now, Brooklyn with an edge here on defense. All offense so far, but I still think it favors the defense. I think Hyde and Co might have just been playing us for a couple of fools, Shake. They should be able to put it away here. Time will certainly tell as Pot of Gold is on the brink of a 3-0 grand finals deficit.
On the brink, are they able to push it past? Trades all the way through, but it's an unfortunate team, Nate. Going to get a little bit of an advantage here now for the side of Pot of Gold, working on that tick of progress towards A. And a full flush out for OMiT, trying to work a way through that mid street, maybe toward back spawn if they can get some kills. But out just working through that back door, trying to flush the players off of Pot of Gold. Sovereign and Co going to collect these kills and stop the progress before the 3rd tick rolls through.
Incredible effort. OMiT thus far defensively. They prevented the A capture. Pot of Gold tries to reassess. They're going to stack onto Bravo, it seems. They're at least 2 stacking, but oh no, Gene with the nade on the van clears Bravo for OMiT, and that could spell disaster for POG. Unfortunate mistakes there. Chafu with the 2-piece to give some breathing room, but my goodness, what a very costly error for Pot of Gold.
Yeah, tough stopping that momentum, but A opened up for you, and you got that one done. Now you got another minute and a nice little life lead. Chifu feeling something personal there. A couple of body shots. Knows exactly how he feels about this OMiT squad. Something that seems to reverberate throughout this league. Just a team that's so easy to not be a fan of just because they continue to win. But my God, are they impressive. And Pot of Gold looking to take them down a peg.
Unfortunate there. And if you're down 2-0 in the series, down 2-1 in the control, I wouldn't be wasting ammo shooting bodies. His lives are pretty much tied up. Pot of Gold with a slight edge, but trying to re-rotate is wasting a lot of time for this POG squad, and Sovereign just waiting, unable to pick up anything. So nice place from Chafu. Hyde with the slide out, couldn't get nothing. Nate only able to pick up one, but again, it's basically a reset as they wait for reinforcements. Nate up top, just applying the pressure, and it's down to just 25 bullets.
Any pressure B site, one tick gone, and that's a big 3 dead in the feed out of Chifu, and the 4th is going down as well. And that could be all she wrote on another offensive round, but the contest will come through, and that's going to be a clear off. OMiT does it in the depth of desperation, fighting out with a life lead of their own now. Looking to put this thing to bed to a 3-0 lead in the grand finals. Busy with the chow down bottom vault, going to get reassessed out of Pot of Gold, knowing they have time to just collect their thoughts and really concert this push. But my goodness, though, OMiT fight hard.
They fight hard, but unfortunately, Pot of Gold continues to be a threat. 2 lives remaining, though, as OMiT steps up. Everybody grabbing streaks. Just 1 live remaining. Secret goes down below, and the secret's been revealed. This is OMiT's